What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Hope all you're having a great day so far. Getting into this episode of Y&R. I like the scenes with Sharon and Nick because Sharon gave Nick some perspective, not only into women but into Phyllis. And I'm glad Sharon talked to Nick about that because I've always felt that way about Nick. He likes to mold women into what he wants them to be, not for who they are. You know, it's like he's always trying to change somebody into what he desires them to be, and that's not cool. At the end of the day, if you're going to be with Phyllis, then you need to accept, Phyllis for who she is. You need to accept Phyllis' flaws and all. That's just how it is. Like, Phyllis, I always felt like when Phyllis was with Nick, like even back when they first got married, it felt like she was changing herself to fit this image that Nick wanted her to be, and it's always been like that. When they get back together, when they break up, it's like when they break up and they're not together, you see a different Phyllis. You see Phyllis for who she really is. Like, she can be a bitch, she could be dangerous. She could be plotting, scheming, all these things. But when she's with Nick, it's like she's this Susie homemaker, goody two shoes. Oh, I'm gonna do the right thing. Oh, that's not who Phyllis is. And there's nothing wrong with doing the right thing now, but Phyllis, like, she's a schemer. She likes to try and stay 2 steps ahead of people. She likes to plot. She likes to scheme. She likes to manipulate a little. She likes to do these things because that's her nature. That's who she is. And Nick shouldn't stop her from being who she is because she's not being her authentic self with him. Because she fears that, if I step out of line one little time, he's going to dump me. Come on now, we all know if she wasn't with Nick, she would have went hard at Victoria. 10 times hard. We know this. She would have unleashed hell on Victoria. Even though Victoria got connections and money and stuff, Phyllis has street knowledge. She's smart. She knows how to get around things. But I think she was taking it easy on Victoria because of Nick. And that's not cool. Nick needs to stop doing that. Like, stop making somebody feel like, if you do one little thing out of line, I'm dumping you. I'm through with you. I'm going to yell at you. I'm going to break up with you. You got to stop doing that. Accept somebody for who they are. He expects people to accept him for who he is. Like, he expects Victor to accept him for him. But we all know what Victor wants. Victor tries that with his kids all the time. Molds them into what he wants them to be. And Nick is doing the same thing to Phyllis. He does it to Sharon too. Any woman he's with, if they step out of line one time, that's all it takes. And that's not good, I don't blame Phyllis. And I'm glad Sharon, she saw where Phyllis was coming from. Phyllis wants to be independent. She wants to bring in her own money. She doesn't want a Newman. Hell, she doesn't want a man stepping in to save her. She wants to be able to save herself. Like, she wants to have her own back for once. Because what Victoria said to her, like, even though Nick told her, like, she shouldn't care what Victoria says, but it's not really about it's not caring about what Victoria says, but she feels like in her heart what Victoria said was the truth. That she can't stand on her own 2 feet without somebody saving her. But I'm like, Victoria is no different. Victoria needed Victor quite a few times to save her. Quite a few times. Brash and Sassy was about to go out of business. Guess what? Victor did what? He came in, he bought that shit back and brought Victoria back to the company and came up with some phony BS ass story for the public just for Victoria to save face. Because everybody would have known the truth that her daddy saved her. Victoria, Brash and Sassy was about to go bankrupt before Victor bought it back. So who the hell is Victoria to sit there and tell somebody, you need a man, you need this? Victoria would be nothing without the last name of Newman. If she was not a Newman and Victor was not her daddy and she didn't have $500 million that she sued for, she wouldn't have a pot to piss in right now. Let's be real. Victoria can be cutthroat. She can be smart. I'm not going to say she's stupid because she's not. But she damn sure wouldn't be in this comfortable position that she's in now if it wasn't for Victor and that Newman name. We all know that. Come on. Let's be honest. Let's be real. So Phyllis has nothing to be ashamed of. I agree with Nick. You got your hotel back. Be happy. Turn that shit into a success and make it profitable. But I did like the fact that Nick came back in there. He was like, you know what? We're going to come up with a payment plan for you to pay me back the money. But she feels like after crunching numbers, she's just like, yeah, I'm never going to have the money to pay you back. Because I felt like that was a smart business move. I understand she was desperate to get her hotel back. But paying 35% above market value? What? That's a horrible business move. You don't do that unless you are 1,000% sure that your business is going to make that money back and then some. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be hugely successful. I will say that was a horrible business decision that she made. I understand she was desperate, but no. That was not the move to make. 5% or 2% above, I could see that. 35%? Hell no. You're not going to make that money back anytime soon. Hell to the no, you're not. But moving on from that, I did like the scenes with Faith and Lola and stuff like that. I'm glad Lola could talk to Faith, because Faith needed somebody outside of her family that she can talk to. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's good that she has Mariah to talk to, but Mariah's too close to her. You know what I mean? She needed an outside source. Somebody, who could be a good role model, which is Lola. And Lola basically told her about her rebellious days and stuff when she was a kid and all that, and to ignore the bullies and stuff, So hopefully we see more of Faith hanging out with Lola and stuff like that, because I think she needs a good mentor. Not to say Mariah isn't, but I think she just needs somebody who's not a relative to kind of put things into perspective for her, because they're not that close to her, so they can see things from an outside source and she'll listen to them a little bit more. Because when you're listening to a relative tell you something, it makes you feel like, oh, they're just saying that. They have to say that because that's my dad or that's my mom or that's, it gets them to thinking like, oh, you're just saying that because we're family. But Lola's different. That's not family. She's not close to Faith. So it's different when you hear it from that type of person, who you're not close to. And, Faith really feels like, Lola gets her. So that's a good thing. She got a little buddy that she could talk to or whatever whenever she's feeling down, So anyway, moving on from that. I am so happy Amanda put things in check for Billy. Like, she made it abundantly clear to Billy, if I'm going to represent you again, no more lies. You tell me the whole truth, nothing but the truth. You don't keep secrets. You don't talk to witnesses. You do not talk to the DA or the police. And you do what the hell I tell you to do at all times. Because at the end of the day, this is about keeping you out of prison. And when you do stupid shit, it makes it hard for your lawyer to defend you and get you off from these charges. Because him going banging on Alyssa's door was a stupid ass move. That was dumb. And look at it. Look at you. You got your bail revoked now. There's nothing Amanda can do for you now. Now you're sitting in the jail cell with an orange jumpsuit on looking dumb. Can't see your kids. Can't be free because you violated the terms of your bail. Stupid. That's why you need an attorney. Billy is too damn impulsive. Like, I understand you're trying to save yourself, but that's what you pay lawyers to do. Duh. Lily was another one who don't listen. She went and kept trying to talk to Alyssa and stuff like that, trying to find out what's, Alyssa up to. Like, what is her motivation? Like, Alyssa was not trying to answer any of Lily's questions, because Lily was trying to figure out, why are you even back in GC? She talking about she came back to do a second article with Billy or whatever. She was like, okay, and this is how you thank him? When Lily was asking her, Lily was asking, what were you even doing at the crime scene? Alyssa didn't want to answer the question. She did not want to answer how she ended up at that crime scene. I don't blame Lily. Like, Lily was like, you know what? I'm going to get to the bottom of this shit. I don't blame her. Because Ray came near trying to take Alyssa out of the hotel or whatever, because she's been compromised now. Too many people know that she's there. So they need to bring her somewhere else. And plus, Michael still has some questions for her to answer about what Billy and Lily said to her. Lily was smart though, because Lily went back in that room and she was snooping around. She found gloves. She found a framed photo. And that's all critical information, because when Amanda came back to the Grand Phoenix and stuff to talk to Lily, of course, from a lawyer standpoint, Amanda was pissed that Lily went back to talk to Alyssa because that can hurt the case. And I agree. That was kind of, a bold move. Not always a smart one, but you know what? This time it yielded some good results because she found some information. She found a framed photo, which appears to be Alyssa's father, and she found some gloves. Come to find out, they're not just ordinary gloves. They're the same gloves that Alyssa's father was wearing in that picture. And come to find out, they're shooting gloves for a marksman. Go figure. So Alyssa knows how to shoot a gun, and she has shooting gloves. It doesn't take a genius to figure out what the connection is. So Alyssa more than likely either shot that gun, which I'm sure she did, and when it didn't go her way, she tried to frame Billy for it. Or maybe her intention was to always frame Billy. Who knows what Alyssa's trying to do. But clearly the chick is up to something. Billy knows it. Lily know it. Amanda know it. They all know. She's up to something. Now they just got to get the actual proof that she was behind it. Or somebody's paying her to do it. But they're on the right track so far. So Billy better be damn lucky he got Lily and Amanda on his side. Because if not, you'll be sitting on death row. Like, I'm just saying. You gotta be happy to have good friends and a good attorney on your side. Because they definitely come in handy. So anyway. Moving on from that. I like the scenes with Nina and Abby and Chance and stuff at the mansion and all that. This was Nina's last night in town, or her last day. And they were talking about, the possibility of Abby and Chance having kids and stuff. And they were talking about baby Agatha. I said, who the hell is Agatha? Please tell me y'all are not going to name a child Agatha. That name sound ugly. No shade to anybody out there with the name Agatha, but that name Agatha, that sounds so old and ugly. I'm just being honest. Like, just no. Just hell no. So Nina's happy, she's confident that, she's leaving her son in good hands. Him and Abby are happy. I'm glad they're living in a mansion though. I am, because it's about time we see more of the Chancellor estate. It's a shame what has happened to that mansion and nobody's living here. So I'm glad, they got somebody to fill it up, finally. I miss Catherine so much. I really, really do. That was my boo. So anyway, that was pretty much the whole episode. Hit the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought about it. I'll see you all later. Have a good day. Peace.